Yeah, because they get access to every single one of these forms usually, unless they're like not balanced or something. So they can choose which form they want to be in when they cast this, and whatever the scenario is, whichever one benefits them the most, and they get access to every single one of these.
Right. Yeah, so like you don't the only thing really is if you're a boomkin, like if you're a boomkin, you get access to all of these. If you're a cat, bear, or resto,
Yeah.
you get all of these except moonkin form because moonkin form is,
Which
a
yeah,
balance
Moonkin
specific.
form isn't that great. I mean,
Right.
it works really well for Moonkins, and
Yeah.
that's why it's the Moonkin specific one. But there's no real reason that you would want to use it in any of the other forms.
hmm
I mean, maybe as a Resto Druid, but
Oh god.
what are you gonna do? I mean, and also the Resto, the non-shapeshifted one, which is like what you would do when you're Resto all the time. I don't know why you would want to go to someone. I think that's just something that they gave you for an all-around whatever spec you are kind of thing.
Well, okay, what I think it really is healers, resto healers. If you're watching, like if you notice that you're casting, the time that you actually do cast,
Uh huh.
like putting up your hots, and then you finally start to cast. If you're going with some person who doesn't, like, there's always that one person who doesn't take in consideration of the range that they're at, so that the healers can't heal them. This is a spell for you. They're
Yeah.
about to run out of range. You know it. You pop that. Now you're in range.
Yeah, but there's a lot of details in the spell we don't know. Like, firstly, the cooldown, but then, like, the range that it's available to use in. How far away can you
Right.
be and cast this?
Well, off of the base of what we're seeing right now, I'm just gonna state whatever there is. Like, I'm just kind of calling what's probably going to it be used for most likely. Like, the most obvious or some sort. Like, how useful it's gonna be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to show. But off of the based off of the information what we have right here in front of us,
Yeah.
this is I'm taking it all off of that. But yeah, so pretty much for all specs, it's very useful. I mean, PVE, PvP, PVE Moonkins, very
Yeah.
good. 20 free lunar.
Yeah, this is just so variable in the fact that, like, it adapts to whatever you want to do. I like this.
Exactly. Yes, and you kind of have the stance, but hey, come on, you're getting a bonus not just for stancing. I mean, you're getting a legitimate bonus for popping into these forms and then using the ability.
Okay, so let's move on.
Right.
This one's yours.
Incarnation. It's instant and a 3-minute cooldown. Activates a superior shapeshifting from shapeshifting from appropriate to your specialization for 30 seconds. You may freely shapeshift in or out of this form for its duration. That's kind of nice. So, like, I guess you have to do something else. I'm not quite sure. Let me read it completely.
Uh-huh.
Balance. Chosen of a loon. Improved moonkin form that increased arcane and nature damage by 20% and reduces all damage taken by 15%. So 30 seconds, you get all of that for Boomkin. Feral, which is cat. King of the jungle. Improved cat form that allows you to use all abilities which normally require stealth. Shadow Dance. Right there. And allows you the use of Prawl while in combat.
So, another Vanish?
Yes.
Okay.
But it doesn't... Yeah, exactly. So, it's a Shadow Dance with Prowling combat. That's my best...
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Guardian, son of Ursoc, which I can never pronounce correctly, I don't think. Improved bear form that reduces the cooldowns on all melee abilities by 1.5 seconds.
Meh.
Yeah, it's... 1.5 seconds isn't a lot,
Yeah.
but I guess, if you're trying to clip a global... the global cooldown, I guess. I'm not too sure about that. Restoration, Tree of Life. Tree of Life form that increases armor by 120% and enhanced life bloom, wild growth, regrowth, integral roots, and rat spell. So this is pretty much...
Wait, is this, like, the only
Tree
thing
form.
that will ever let you do tree form, ever? Let me look in Resto. I have to find this out now.
Yeah, go for that.
Nature nature for blah blah blah. Is there a tree farm? Does it
Nope.
exist?
That's pretty much it. And for some
So-
reason, you only get wild mushrooms. While in
So,
they're
There-
changing wild mushrooms.
or maybe there's like two versions of it.
Maybe. Okay. Anyways,
We'll go into that later. But so basically, they have removed tree farm from the game, and it now only exists within this talent. And I guess this talent changes based on. Does it change based on what form you are, or based on what spec you took?
I believe it says
They're saying the names of the specs, so
Spec,
I'm
specs.
assuming if you had chosen that spec, that's what this is going to become. So
yeah.
this
It says
kinda-
right there.
Yeah.
Form appropriate to your specialization for 30 seconds.
This talent kind of reminds me of the Warlock talent, the new Warlock talent that is going to can't remember the name of it now, but it buffs all of your demons up. It's okay. It's really bothering me now. One second.
I know what you're talking about.
It's called
demonic empowerment.
No, it's called Grimoire of Supremacy.
Oh,
It lets you have, instead of your regular like imps, void walkers, it gives you like Fell Imp and Void Lord and stuff.
I see.
But
Okay.
okay, I had to diverge there for a second because.
Anyways, let's
Yeah.
head back to druids. Yeah. I mean,
It steroids your forms for a little bit.
yes. So, yep. So yeah, for cat, it's a shadow dance with a free,
Yeah, I like this a lot. Like it definitely works better for certain specs than it does for other specs. Like Wild Charge, I'm liking Wild Charge a lot more. I can't stop thinking about it. But this incantation thing, I think it's gonna be used the best in Feral, because that's a huge buff. It's like if you have that on top of like your Displacer Beast, you have 2 vanishes now. That's ridiculous.
Yes,
And the Shadow
yes.
Dance. Moonkin, I like it a little bit. I mean, it's another cooldown because Moonkins again are pretty squishy to begin with, and that damage reduction would be appreciated. That's a good defensive cooldown for Moonkins. Plus, you pump out a little extra damage.
right. Yeah,
And-
resto, good, very good. I just don't think it's very good for guardian.
Well,
in my
Guardian,
opinion.
I think it's good, but it's really only in PvE, because I say that because for the short time I did play a bear tank, I had a little bit of threat problems. I think that can be solved because a lot of their abilities don't have big cooldowns to begin with, and it's just going to let you do your high threat abilities that much more often. And it's just going to help you stay on top of the threat meters when you need to do it.
Right. Like I said, it's gonna clipping the global cooldown.
Yeah.
If any of your spells, can be reduced that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we could go for that. I mean,
yeah.
it's the least in my opinion, I feel like the guardian for this talent is gonna be the least beneficial. So if you're a guardian, I think it would be probably worth it to go into something else. I'm just throwing that out there, but we haven't gone through all of them, so I can't make assumptions. So
this is the only thing that gives you access to Tree of Life. So Tree of Life really isn't considered a form anymore. It's just a buff. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of what it is now, but really now that's what it is. Because,
really, yeah, exactly. Like you have to actually spec into it.
well, you
Right.
had to spec into it before too. But
Well,
this
it
is
was
now,
a given.
This is now, it's a spec within a spec.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Exactly.
Inception.
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, next,
Force of
alright,
Nature.
Force of Nature, that's what the Trents were. Now it is, okay, it's kind of the same. 40-yard range, instant cast, minute cooldown. Summons 3 Trents to assist the Druid's current combat role. Trent capabilities vary by specialization. Usable in all shapeshifted forms. That is
Okay,
so vague, I don't even know where to start. I mean, I guess you're going to have
It's
different
not-
kinds of Trents now.
Yeah. What I think they should have done is actually listed some of
Yes.
them because they get in specific with the other 2 talents. I mean, look at that,
Yeah, they did.
right? And then they didn't for this. Like this makes no sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this in Blizzard's face, wave it around a little bit, and just make. I'm just gonna call some things. It's probably not gonna be right, but I'm gonna do it anyways because
Okay.
Blizzard didn't get specific with it. So let's go balance. because we can't really get any more in depth with that. Come on. So balance.
They're gonna be
It's gonna
kind of the same. They might give a
keep
slow
gas.
effect,